Next, Paul Heine has uncovered some disastrous mistakes, all down to the government, who this time could even wreck your marriage.
When most of us make a mistake, we learn from it. In particular, we learn not to do it again. But one government department has yet to learn that lesson.
It's 2 years since the government itself declared the Child Support Agency unfit for purpose. And although it is finally on its way out, it'll still be another 5 years before we're rid of it altogether. Until then, no doubt the CSA will continue to make the same disastrous mistakes that it is famous for.
And that's a shame, because the maintenance payments for over 1.4 million children depends on them getting it right. Kelly Harrison split up with the father of her 2 children 3 years ago and got in touch with the CSA. Straight away, things went wrong.
The CSA had sent me different schedules through the post of how often he had to pay and how much he had to pay. I was getting different schedules, some once a week, some 2 a week. Once I got 3 in one day, all with different things on them, telling me a schedule for payments. So I didn't know which one was the correct one and when I was going to get any money.
3 years of confusion followed. Some payments were received, many more weren't. Eventually, in March this year, she was told everything was sorted. But then the CSA sent her payment to completely the wrong person.
I phoned the CSA because this money just hadn't been in my account, and I was told that it had been put into somebody else's account. I've not received an explanation for how it's happened. It's been a complete joke from start to finish now, and it's been going on over 3 years.
And the reason for thousands of blunders like these? A computer system, one that cost £450 million. And it's never quite worked properly.
Brought in 5 years ago, the computer was supposed to sort everything out. Instead, it's been officially blamed for making things worse. And it's certainly done that for Nina Hobson. In January, she didn't get her normal payment from the CSA. As usual, her ex had paid them £466.90, but Nina only received the 90 pence. You might think the CSA could just add the outstanding balance to her next payment, but when she called the CSA, the person on the phone said they couldn't override the computer.
It'd been sent on to drip feed, and she explained that drip feed means that I just get payments at random, so where I was entitled to £466.90, I got 90p, then at random over the next however many years, I'll get £1.20 here, 30p here, but it won't be every month, it will just be at months at random. And I'll get my payment in full by 2028.
It was one simple mistake that's going to take the CSA 20 years to put right.
I really can't see how they can just say, whoops, sorry. I can't imagine there's any other agency that you'd be involved with that would say, yep, we have your money, we can see it there, but I'm so sorry we can't give it to you.
They've proved they're not exactly grade A students when it comes to maths, but there is another subject at which the CSA can fail badly. Biology, because they've accused some men of fathering children who are absolutely nothing to do with them. Now, that is a cock-up.
And one that almost destroyed this family. Andrew and his wife Lisa have been together for 18 years. They live happily with 4 children, 5 dogs and 5 cats. But then, one day, Lisa opened a letter meant for Andrew from the CSA. It said he'd had a son with someone else.
We've been together 18 years. That means he must have cheated, and my world just fell apart.
The phone rang, my wife on the end, and she just started shouting down the phone. I'm just like, what are you on about? What are you talking about? Another kid? I can't have another kid somewhere. And she goes, well, the letter's here right in front of me.
I was stood there and was thinking, what am I going to tell the kids? The letter had come, and I honestly believed it.
But there was a very good reason why it couldn't be true. Andrew had had a vasectomy 8 years earlier. The CSA admitted to him they'd made a mistake. It had been caused by an error with the national insurance number. But the damage to their relationship hasn't been so easy to fix.
There was a lot of trust issues after that for a while, but we're slowly getting over that now, and I'm slowly trusting him again. But it shouldn't have been like that. He shouldn't have to have been put in that position, really, and it was wrong.
The CSA is very powerful. Even when they've got it wrong, they can still take money directly from your paycheck, or in this case, even from your pension.
That's happened to Mick Williams. It almost destroyed his marriage to Judith. 3 years ago, the CSA wrote him a letter accusing him of fathering a child he hadn't.
And I showed it to Judith and I was shaking and I was nearly in tears, to be quite honest, because I thought, hang on, this could be my marriage at an end.
Mick too had had a vasectomy and the CSA apologised for their mistake. The Williams put it behind them. Until last Christmas, when the CSA wrote to him again, accusing him of exactly the same thing.
There's a letter there saying, you know, you're the father of this child. That's sitting there on the table in front of Judith, and she's looking at that and looking at me, and I could see the doubt in her eyes, and I'm thinking, this is a struggle. I've really got to fight here to keep our marriage together.
This time, the CSA weren't waiting for proof. They were already taking maintenance payments straight from Mick's pension.
The fact that they've got that much power and are free to use it as they please is a very, very bad thing. It is. It's a very bad thing. There should be some kind of control over them.
The CSA apologised again and have given compensation. But Mick and Judith are furious this could happen.
Once, yes. Twice. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Because my marriage means a lot to me. And we've been very, very happy. Very happy. And I'd hate anything to come between us. Really would. And this was just a horrible, horrible thing to happen.
There's one thing the CSA is rather good at, spending money, because it costs the taxpayer over £200 million every year. What a shame. Very few people would say that is money well spent.
Well, the child support agencies say they're sorry for errors that occur but can't comment on individual cases. Instead, they say that this year 750,000 children will benefit from more than £1 billion worth of maintenance arranged by the CSA, their best ever performance. But they're determined to go further, saying they're delivering real improvements to customer service, compliance and collections. And they stress how important it is for separated parents to take financial responsibility for their children, which is all very well, provided, of course, that you're taking money from the right person.
Now, if you've got a story